Hello, sixth graders, Mrs. Lane here, and we are on page 308 in the instruction book. And for those of you in the 2017 version, you're going to be on page 298. And today we are discussing using interquartile range to describe data. So let's take a look at what's in the tan box. It says, consider the first set of Death Valley National Park temperatures that you saw. What does the interquartile range, otherwise known as IQR, tell you about the variability of the temperatures? And so what they've done is they've listed out all the temperatures from the minimum all the way to the maximum. They found the medium, and then they found the lower quartile and the upper quartile. So simple enough, it's all there for you. And then once they had this information, they were able to put it into a box plot. So here is the Death Valley National Park high temperatures put in a box plot for you. All right, let's move on to the next page and see if we can answer the questions. Hi, boys and girls. Mrs. Lane here again on page 309 or page 299, answering the questions. So let's take a look at question number 2. Question number 2 asks you to calculate the IQR. What does it mean within this context? So if you take a look at our box plot here, we have the upper quartile is at 97. Our lower quartile is at 81. So we're going to calculate that IQR in there. And what we come up with is the IQR equals 97 degrees minus 81 degrees. And when you do that, what do you get? 16 degrees. So we've got an IQR of 16 degrees, and it wants to know, what does that mean within the context? It means that the middle 50% of the temperatures are within 16 degrees. It means that the middle 50% of the temperatures, and you can abbreviate temperatures, are within a 16 degree range. All right. Make sure you get that down or something like it pretty close, and let's move on to the next one. Question number 3 asks us to look at the box plot. How many data points are represented by the box plot? What does this box mean? So if you go back at 298 and you look at the box plot, and you can see that the highest temperature, or excuse me, not the highest temperature, the upper quartile is at 97. The lower quartile is at 81. So the question is asking us, what does it say? It says, how many data points are represented by this box? So we go up here to these numbers. We go to the upper quartile, and here is our lower quartile, and let's count how many data points. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So what we can say is that there are 9 data points in the box. There are 9 data points in the box. Well, what does that mean? The box shows that half of the temperatures are between 81 and 97. All right, let's move on to the next question, number 4. Question number 4 asks us, if you replace the outlier, which is 113 degrees, with 100, what happens to the IQR? What happens to the range? Explain. Okay, so we are going to replace this maximum, which is at 113. We're going to put the new maximum down here at 100. Is that going to change our IQR? What do you think? I sure hope that you said no, because the IQR is represented by this box. The IQR is the upper quartile and the lower quartile. So the IQR will not change. So we can write IQR, and you can write will not change. Okay, now we need to answer the question about the range. Is our range going to change? So look at that on page 298 and see if you can determine whether the range changes. Well, the range is going to change. Before it was at 42 degrees, and now it'll be at 29 degrees. Okay, before we were subtracting from here to here, now we're just subtracting from here to here. So yes, the range will change. I'm rhyming, aren't I? Originally, it was a 42 degree difference. Now it is a 29 degree range. Okay, all right, one more question to answer together. Within this context, explain what the median and IQR tell you about the data. The median, right here, my median, which is 88, says that 50% of the temperatures are above 88 and 50% of the temperatures are below 88. Does that make sense? So the median is the middle point. And so 50% are higher and 50% are lower. The IQR tells the range of the middle 50%. So here is my 50% in the middle. Remember, we've got 25% below and 25% above. So my IQR is going to tell me the 50% that's in the middle. So we can kind of get confused and lost in the words, but if you slow down a little bit and think about what it really is that you're saying, it makes a lot of sense. So let's start with the median. The median is 88. Whoops, 88 degrees. I'm going to erase that so it looks more clear. The median is 88 degrees. Okay, now what that means, it says that 50% of the temperatures are higher and 50% of the temperatures are lower than 88. This means 50% of temps are higher than 88 and 50% are lower. Okay, make sure you've got that. If you need to pause it, but make sure you get that and you write that down. Now we need to answer about the IQR. What does the IQR tell us? The IQR is going to tell us what, guys? What does the IQR tell you? It tells you the range of the middle 50%. Okay, try not to get lost in those words. Okay, I know we're using a lot of vocabulary words and sometimes it can get confusing, but if you really think about it, it makes a lot of sense. The median is 88. The median is another word for the middle. And when you have the middle, you know that 50% of the temperatures are going to be above the middle and 50% of the temperatures are going to be below the middle. So it all makes perfect sense if you slow down and think about it. Okay, boys and girls, I want you to do the try it on your own. And when you're done with number 6, go ahead and go to those PPS pages and finish those up for me today. Thanks, guys. See you later, 6th grade.